Hello. So in this video, I'll talk about the consumer product acquisition process, which is really important to identify um, um, how the consumers make their decisions, what influences their decisions. And it's really important for marketers to understand that, to understand how consumers make their decisions to buy specific products or specific offerings. For example, a specific financial service, a specific address, out of all what's available out in the market. So understanding this process helps them tailor their strategies to enhance the customer experience and meet expectations, hopefully influencing the buying decision before the buying and then during the experience itself. So that makes it really a useful tool to have. And it starts with consumers have motive to either solve a problem or acquire something because they want it or desire to possess it. For example, going to a party, you need a dress, or to be able to start your career, you need a degree. To be at a graduate level job, to do your work as a student, you need a laptop. So you're hungry, you need to eat. So it could be a need, it could be something we desire on board. I'd like to be entertained, so you go to the cinema. So when you have that problem and that motivation or stimulus, sometimes you see an ad and say, oh, that's nice to have. So you start information gathering. You look at the options in the market, online, offline, what's available, what are the information, what people are talking about them, how they, how they are reviewing them. And then you identify few propositions, few options, and you decide on criteria, whether ad hoc criteria or whether quite rational criteria, like if you're buying a TV or a laptop, you have specific requirements. You're looking at the latest technologies and what can it do for you. So you do that evaluation based on these criteria, and then you make a selection. So you shortlist them and you end up selecting one of them. So the acquisition then is just a result of all of that. And hopefully it's friendly and easy. So it doesn't stop you from acquiring the product, that the delivery doesn't take long, or the service is delivered quickly and nicely, and that your experience is good, your expectations are met. Because if not, there is reevaluation then. You start rethinking the subject. So I put a dress and then I'm rethinking whether I need it or not, whether it suits me or not, whether I'm going to wear it at all or not. For example, whether this dish that you thought you will experiment with will suits you, or you're not satisfied and you can't eat it and you're still hungry. Or the waitress was not helpful and not friendly, not respectful, or too busy, and you're waiting too long, so you reevaluate the whole thing. And sometimes we do get what ideas conflicted. So why did I buy it? What possessed me? You saw an ad, you saw it, and you were in a specific mood, and then it, you made the decision right now and then. You might have not looked at propositions, did not evaluate, etc. So this model is quite linear, quite rational, suggests that we are always quite involved in what we are buying, and we are utilizing our thinking and previous experiences and collecting data, researching rationally before we make a decision. But that might not be the case, as we will see in a minute. So can businesses refine their strategies using insight from the consumer behavior, from consumer behavior models like this one? How we acquire, the acquiring process, the buying process, and what we go through. Let's take an example. So, okay, there is a party, and I feel I need a new dress for the party. Now, or maybe you go to parties, you party more than me. So we build our awareness looking at different specific brands, what is going on in the market, what's the latest in the fashion, look maybe at one or two haute couture walks and see the latest colors, the latest cuts, the latest length, etc. Get a feeling about what's out there. Maybe speak to my friends and see what they have bought recently, what they are planning to wear if they are going to the party, to the same party. I might then see ads on TV or go to the market and then go by the windows of the retailer, and it attracts me. I see something that grabs me. So I identify a few then names that I would like to look into for a dress into these stores. It might be stores that I dealt with before. I think they have my size, they have my style, and I had a pleasant experience before. So then I go through the process of trying and choosing, and maybe I'm looking online only and I'm imagining. I still need to try later on after they arrive. Now the process changed a little bit that way. So I'm getting them to try them, to evaluate. So I already bought them, but with the mentality that I'm going to try them and evaluate and select and then return the rest. So that process is different now as I'm buying online. Or I do it in the store, I wear them, I look at them, but then I go home and I wear them in front of family, friends, seek opinion, and they might change my mind. So then there is re-evaluation by then and conflicting messages in my head. So that's what we called cognitive dissonance, advocacy stage, where we question our decisions and the rationalization that we created for it. Now, in reality, some purchases, we don't go through all that process. They are routine, like the same toothpaste, the same milk, it's just milk. Maybe it's not the same, but it's whatever from wherever, whole meal or whole milk or semi-skimmed, etc. And that's it. But maybe if it came to cheese, I could be cheesy and I prefer something over something else. So I would just pick that one in particular, but regularly and routinely. So I didn't go through the process by then. I did go through it before, and they managed to keep me as a happy customer. Now, and I didn't go through the shortlist and the level of involvement, although I care about my cheese, is not there while I'm buying because I already went through that process before. Or it could be just a bottle of water, so you don't get quite involved with that, whichever bottle of water you find that the price is okay, you buy it. So the search could be quite passive sometimes, it could be quite direct, and you need to keep an eye on how the customers are operating, how their behavior is changing, how their recognition is happening. Is it ad hoc impulse buying? And with impulse buying, there will be a lot of cognitive dissonance and return. How they are influenced by influencers online, by reviews online. And now I almost don't buy anything before I read the reviews online. So that is really impacting, for example, my personal decision as a consumer. And you notice the multi-channels, the omni channel, where there is in-store and online, and then you try here, you buy from there, maybe you get a discount, etc. But all of that is, at the end of the day, is about the value we get as consumers. So if marketers, us as marketers, understand that value, then we could offer something more interesting, and the consumers are more willing to buy it and to continue to buy it. Thank you.